Welcome to This is Fitness, the podcast for the bodybuilding and all things fitness, bringing you real life version of the fitness industry from people who've lived and breathed it. We explore new trends and serious topics while dispelling myths and calling out stupidity within the fitness industry. Jimmy and Chris offer their unique insight, delivered with healthy sarcasm. Let's crush those fitness goals together. This is Fitness. And now your hosts, Jimmy Sadek and Chris Thomas.
Welcome to episode 7 of This is Fitness. Sorry about the no show of last week. Had some cyclone issues, so we've missed last week's episode, but here we are doing 7 this week. Hello, Jimmy. How are you?
Good, mate. I'm glad you survived the cyclone.
Survived the cyclone or survived the media bullshit?
Oh, they pumped it. But look, I suppose, I suppose it's scary. One, the media's going to pump it up like that. But like you said yourself, how windy it was, etc. And you see all the other stuff from America and whatever. Like my sister lives in Ballina. She was just freaking.
Yeah. See, the issue with it is it's not that. It's like it's a terminology that they use, and I think that obviously it's still sensitive from COVID and all that fucking rubbish and the way that was reported. I'm just a firm believer that, you know, you have a platform, do your job, tell people how to be safe. Like, in other words, say to them, hey, listen, you know, tie your shit down. This is what you can do. Tie it down this way. These are the types of things to look for in the yard. If it gets bad, these are the type of rooms to look for in your house. Try to minimize in that regard. Telling people that there could be wind gusts of 150 kilometers an hour, we have no control over those things. So why spend all the time telling people about how strong the wind gusts may be and all this stuff and just help them concentrate on things that they've got control over? Like, it's like they've got to be accountable, man, for the wording that they use. Like, I read it all. I stopped looking on Thursday. I went, you know what, I'm not doing this anymore, right? I just sat inside, watched outside. I'd have a look. I tied everything down. It was just like wording like Alfred barreling down towards the coast, looming off the coast, life-threatening winds. Now, Alfred was traveling at 6 kilometers an hour. 6 kilometers an hour, right? And then by the time we got to about Friday, it was traveling, or Thursday, it was traveling at 3 kilometers an hour. So my question is, 3 kilometers an hour, how does barreling fit into 3 kilometers an hour? Like, the thing's basically it's crawling, right? It doesn't make it less dangerous, but like, why use sensational shit? And then you got the supermarkets that were completely empty. I wish I took photos, but I just couldn't be fucked.
I saw some photos, yeah.
I didn't want to look at social media. I got sick of it. You had morons on social media posting flooding, right, that hadn't even occurred yet, okay, from previous floods that happened a year ago. And people just calling them out going, why are you posting that? That's not even now. That's like 2 years ago. You had all sorts of shit. You had people in the supermarkets buying everything out. And it's like, you know, it was just hard. Like me, you know me, I'm prepared. So I've got the bunker, as I call it, in here. I've got bags and bags of bulk rice and nuts and oats and coffee pods, and, you know, I get my meat 20 kilos at a time. So I just don't have an issue. It's only just bits and pieces. But mate, there wasn't even a banana on the shelf. There was nothing. Like, everything was just empty, right? And then meanwhile, you got people fighting over milk. And, you know, this one lady just had, get this one lady had a shopping trolley, and she had 6 2-liter containers of milk, and then like about 2 boxes or 3 boxes of tuna, right? Which would have had probably about 10 or 15 tins in each box. And then behind her, she had her 2 kids with the exact same trolley, again, duplicated. And she got them to sit there while she went through the counter, paid, and then came back around. And, you know, by this stage, I could hold it no longer.
Nah, you didn't.
I did.
Oh, my.
No, I did. I had enough, right? And I just said to her straight when she came back in, I said, you're not going to eat all that tuna. And she's like, excuse me? I said, you're not going to eat all that tuna. Why are you doing that?
Was she overweight?
She goes, right, that's what we're getting to, Jimmy. And I said, she goes, I will. And I said, well, if you actually ate tuna and in that quantity, you wouldn't look the way you do. And that was it. I just walked off. I couldn't help myself. I shouldn't have done it. when you've got a woman that's about 180 kilos buying tins of tuna, like seriously, love, like you haven't eaten a tin of tuna in your life. You've just been eating cake.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'd be
I
more
don't
concerned
see,
about the milk going off.
well, I don't see 6 cheesecakes in your trolley. Why aren't they there? You know why? Because there's none left,
You know, I probably would have gone the cheesecake route.
mate. I went to the confectionery section. I bought a few choice bits and pieces. I managed to get some eggs, and I stopped at Dan Murphy's as
Mm-hmm.
well on
Whiskey.
the way. Got a couple bottles of whiskey just in preparation because you know what it's like.
Well, like, to be fair, if I'm going to go out in a twister, I'm
Yeah,
not going to go out eating my diet food
right.
or
So
counting my macros.
yeah, so and then I look, and I also consulted with Bumpy Johnson, so and he told me what to do as well.
Yep.
Mm.
Um, yeah, but he's a good dude, that guy. He calms
He
you down. Like,
he always
he always knows what to say. The what I will say though is like the Gold Coast beaches are my favorite beaches because
yeah,
they're so wide and they're flat.
yeah,
Like I love walking on the beach.
mm,
They're fucked.
yeah.
Like
Mm.
proper fucked now.
That swell started on the Gold Coast early in the week, like basically
Didn't it mix with a king tide or something too?
at one point, yes. And I think that I trained on the Tuesday last week, and then on Wednesday I didn't train because I just went righto because I rang my client who has the meat company, and I'm going to shout him out, De Beer Meat Co. He supplied me with 20 kilos of eye fillet, bless his soul, while he was evacuating his whole entire building because he's in a flood area.
Oh no.
So I went and did that, and just basically ran around and just secured everything I needed, you know.
When did I
And
message you?
so,
When did I message you?
did you message me Tuesday night about the next day, or did you message me? No, you did. It was Tuesday night. Yeah,
Yeah. I just
yeah,
wrote you good.
yeah. Well, because we were supposed to.
No. You canceled the pod on Tuesday morning,
Right, that's
and
right.
then I messaged you on Wednesday.
Right, because originally,
Wednesday night, I messaged you.
yeah, because originally we were supposed to get the cyclone around Wednesday. Then it came to late Wednesday night, Thursday. Then it was like Thursday evening.
Yeah.
Then it was Friday morning, early hours of the morning. Um, then it was like, I don't know, Friday night. Then it was early hours of Saturday. So you know what? By the time we got to Thursday, I just turned it off and I just drew my own map. Actually, I wish I still had it. I just threw it out. I wish I had it so I could hold it. I drew a map, right? And I drew the low pressure system, which is obviously spinning clockwise. And I drew this
Yeah.
high pressure one that was out the other side. And I'm going, right, I reckon it's going to cross. And I wrote this down and I wrote the time and I wrote it. I said it will cross over either North Stradbroke Island or Moreton Island somewhere around about 6 to 7 in the morning, right? And then it will get to the coast, Brisbane or wherever part of the coast it hits,
Mm.
probably by about 9 or 10, right? And this is after like days of stalling. And in the end, it actually did hit the island around that time. And I think it crossed over Moreton Island. But the thing is then it basically stalled on top of the island and sat there for hours and hours and hours. So by the time it actually crossed the coast, it was late Saturday night, like about 8 or 9 at night. So it was really strange. And also obviously because it occupied a lot of time over the land, it downgraded the severity of it too, because they don't really survive too well on top of land.
Well, that's the difference between a hurricane and a cyclone, yeah?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I've been watching. It's ironic because I've been watching a lot of those Twister things on YouTube from America, and man, some of those things have got winds like upward towards 400 kilometers an hour,
Yeah,
right?
because the cyclones use a fuel by the water, yeah? So as soon as it hits land, then it has to decelerate or decrease in power.
Well, because you're removing vital ingredients that create the final recipe for the intensity of it. That's what
So
it
they
is.
go from like eating chicken, rice, and potatoes to like to following it fits your macros.
Oh, I couldn't have said it better.
So when it hits land, it's just weak as piss. Fuck! Imagine
That
one
is
just
so.
imagine one just stuck to the fucking diet. It'd be all over.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
But look, if if it is fueled by water, just throw a diuretic in it. If you were going to throw a diuretic at it, which one would you throw?
At a cyclone,
Yep.
definitely furosemide. Because
Injectable Lasix.
Yeah, it will just rip the ass out of it then.
Injectable Lasix.
Yeah, it will spare nothing.
Just get to it all just flat and droopy and shit. No pop.
Oh God.
There you go.
So yeah, that was it. And then as the week went on, I just didn't train. I just got to a point where I'm not training. I couldn't be bothered. So there's children. Oh, the other thing too is I wanted to complete my work because that was the other thing. We were being warned about these, power cuts and all this other sort of stuff. So I went, righto. So I basically finished my work. By the time it was Thursday lunchtime, I'd completed my whole week's work. And I went, right.
You mean like clients and shit like that?
Yeah. And then I went, if the power cuts out now, and it didn't matter to me, man, because I had a barbecue. Obviously, my oven stovetop's gas.
Yep.
So I had a torch, I had candles, I had everything, and that was it. So I went, you know what, I'm good. I can cook anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and that's the thing. Look, to be fair, you'd rather the media overhype it and then underperform than the other way around anyway.
It was the best scenario. As I said, just for me, I'm a bit sensitive still because of the way COVID was reported. And I think they just said spend more time educating people on the best way out of it, because it's interesting. Yesterday, I had a couple of Zooms yesterday with my some athletes of mine up north, like Townsville and Cairns and that sort of vicinity. And they're all like, they're not taking it lightly, but they kind of like were giggling because they're just like, well, we get category 3 and 4s, a couple of times a year. She goes, basically, you had a category 1, and it was like the end of the earth. And I'm just like, yeah. But the other thing too is because they're experienced at it. They've all got generators, they've got gas bottles, they've got everything they need. It's just in the garage.
All the shit's built for it too.
Yeah, yeah.
So they're prepared 24/7.
They are.
If you're not prepared, that's why it becomes a bit meh.
Yeah. But the next day, on the Sunday, it pissed down all day and it did not stop. Like, it just did not stop. And I'm not talking, it was heavy rain, like just constantly just thumping down, and it didn't stop, not even for 5 minutes. It was, and that's when the damage was done as far as flooding.
Floods and shit. Yeah, of course.
So,
yeah, because Brisbane floods hard.
So, first day back in the gym today after 7 days. And my physique has completely fallen apart. I don't look like I train. I look like I'm skinny.
Yep.
I'm fat.
Yep.
And I'm just got to start all over again.
Yeah. You probably look the same as you did 2 weeks ago.
I did my warm-up set and I looked in the mirror and went, yeah, you look all right.
I did the opposite last week. I made it a point that I'm not missing a sesh, period.
Right.
So because the recovery center was like, it's come to the pointy end, we're going to open on Saturday.
Yeah.
And last week, just so much to get done. But I was like, if I miss training, the only one thing I want to do that I enjoy doing, I won't do. So no matter what, I'm going to train. So I was doing 1 a.m. workouts, 10:30 p.m. workouts. Saturday night, I trained at 10:30, and then Sunday morning, I trained at 4 a.m. So I made it a point to not miss. So I was going to run down. But it's just about, I wanted to prioritize like a little bit of me while I'm doing everything for everyone else. So, and it made the whole process feel heaps better.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of wish I did train.
Could you get to the gym?
No, I could get to the gym. It's just Bumpy said that I should have a deload.
Yeah. Do you know the the shittest part about the whole week of training, because I've got no license still, catching Ubers like early and late, dude, it takes forever.
Have you not got your driver still?
No, I don't get it back till April 2.
No. You got your driver.
Oh yeah, but he'll so whatever time I need to get picked up to go to work.
I get
and then while we're at work, and then when I go home, and then after I get dropped home, he goes home.
Right, I get you.
But then if I need to go to the gym or whatever, I'll just catch an Uber.
I get you. Yeah, understood.
Yeah. Like what day was it? Today's Wednesday. Like Monday evening?
Yeah.
Nah, it would have been No, it was Saturday evening. I thought, fuck, there'd be heaps of Ubers out. I got to the gym at 10. I finished up like right on 11. Uber didn't come till 11:45.
Are you serious?
I'm like, the fuck?
And would they charge you twice the amount too?
Yeah, it takes from my house, a normal Uber is $11.
Right.
Saturday night, 36. Exactly. Well, whatever. So it's only 2 more weeks, and it hasn't been that bad.
Mm.
Has not been that bad.
Mm. But so everything going good with the recovery business? Like, is it on track now or what?
Look, we're on track to open on the weekend. A very soft opening.
Yeah.
We were just discussing whether we're going to put anything up on social media or not. We probably will, but it's more so. Look, there's a lot to get right, and to get it right under pressure will be a lot more difficult than if they're just strolling in from the gym or
Yeah.
people we know over that weekend. Just because like things are going to go wrong, things are going to be clunky. So we'll probably put something up on Friday, and then that way it'll generate some sort of a crowd. But everything's complete. All the equipment's in. I've been using it all week. I'm in the podcast studio now, so and looking out into my new office. Like all week, I've started my new recovery routine, ritual things. So like red light therapy first up, into the hydroponic chamber, the oxygen chamber, into a cryo, then I go over to work. So it's been actually good. And then this podcast room, the setup is not yet 100% complete. That's why we're still using the computer camera, but the microphones are working, the headphones are working, and it looks $1 million. So I'm looking forward to using this all the time now, and then we're going to rent it out too.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, no, I think it'll be popular. And I'm not going to overcharge for it either. So a lot of people, I think, will come use it because usually anywhere around here it's $300 an hour,
Right.
and that's what we paid in Brisbane too. I'm just going to make it $250 an episode, and the whole system's just plug and play.
Right.
So you plug your computer in, it all connects. The camera connects, the microphones, the headphones, and it all records to either whatever we're using Zoom. It can record to your computer hard drive, your external hard drive, whatever. So it's a good little setup.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. So so besides the cyclone, we missed out that last week.
Yeah.
Everyone knows about the Arnold, Derek Winnan.
And what'd you make of that?
Yeah, he looked good, like insanely good, actually. Like picture perfect almost for him, especially. And Samson just wasn't in shape, so he got leapfrogged, which is fair.
What was I didn't watch it because we had a fair bit of shit going on here. But what was the top five? Do you know off the head?
Derek Lunsford.
Yep.
Samson.
Yep.
Andrew Jacked. Fuck, who was fourth? Who the fuck was fourth? Oh, what's he called? Brandon. Mr. Olympia. Brain freeze. Brandon Curry.
Yeah.
And then the other one. The other one who came second to him at the Olympia and the Arnold when he won. Bonac fifth.
All right.
So, like, I predicted that. I pretty much predicted the top five outside of Derek Winnan. I thought Samson was going to win. Having Andrew Jack third.
I think we definitely picked that top three.
Yeah.
We definitely said that the other week for sure.
Like Brandon Curry is looking wild for him.
Yeah.
In the lead up, and he's done a ton of YouTube videos. Like his body's just different. Like if he had proper legs from the front, like if his legs from the side matched up to the front, because the side shots are retarded, like he'd be trouble. He'd still be trouble.
Yeah.
You know. Have you seen the shit going down between Bob and Nick?
Bob
Ciccarello
and who?
And Nick Walker.
Man, no, I read something the other day about Ciccarello going on about something that Arnold had said about the board short category.
Yeah, so Ciccarello sided with the Olympia, right? So he's not doing the Arnold MC no more. He's doing the Olympia. So now it's Arnold versus the Olympia, pretty much. They're going tit for tat, right? Okay. So he sided with that. So he had to go at Arnold about what he said or whatever. And then on the same episode, he was talking about Nick Walker. He called him like he had an H frame. He'll never win the Olympia. Blah, blah, blah.
Oh, Cicciarello said this.
Yes. And then
Right.
so Walker took offense to it. And when he was on
As you
the
would.
Fuad's podcast, he goes, well, who the fuck is Bob? Like, he won Mr. USA in a Masters Olympia. Like, and then Bob kicked back, well, you wouldn't be a pro in our day. I'll look forward to announcing you in 8th at the Olympia. So now Nick Walker today has released a shirt. Who the fuck is Bob?
But for someone that's emceeing, do you think it's really appropriate for him to saying, I look forward to announcing you in 8th position at the Olympia? I mean,
No.
you know,
No.
the problem is, man, there's too many people that get a microphone and they say whatever the fuck they want. I mean, I found it was really quite interesting what Arnie was saying. And I'm not necessarily agreeing but it was interesting watching the back and forth. Did you see it or not? Did you like it?
I watched the Cliff Notes like on the Nick Strength and Power. I didn't watch it all, but I watched the highlights.
Yeah, so obviously there was from what I'm seeing, that they're talking about the disparity, or the men's physique guys are talking about the disparity in the prize money. And then
And he goes on about the shorts. He's showing half the body.
and then he was talking about the shorts, and then they were talking about that they get the most athletes and all that sort of stuff. And then people started piping in. It was quite interesting where it got to. People were piping in and going, well, the reason why there's so many athletes in that category is that what other category could you turn pro after doing 2 years of training or 3 years of training? And it was really interesting in the direction that it went. But look, I'm not for Arnie or anything, because to be honest, like Arnie's stance in COVID and his fuck your freedom crap, he lost me for life as far as I'm concerned. Fucking, it's easy to say fuck your freedom when you live in a ranch with your donkey and your cigars and your fucking cellar of whiskey. Like, I mean,
yeah, but do you not think they've got a photo of him like sticking a cigar up some chick's asshole that they threatened to release unless he said something like that?
well, I mean, I think all of them are blackmailed, man. Now,
Well, so the ones that are and the ones that aren't, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, Sylvester Stallone's not. And you see the sides. The people that have got shit on them obviously go the other way. It is what it is. But the thing with Arnie too, you got to remember, right? He's like your old fucking grandpa who was like the ones that went to the war and they were the toughest fighters because they were all like this. Back in the day, they only had bodybuilders, right?
Yeah.
And fuck, all bodybuilders go on about their legs. So of course, this old fucking, now he's almost senile, right?
Yeah.
Just because he's Arnie, he's still getting fucking old.
Yeah.
He's from the whole time he's been a bodybuilder, and bodybuilders love legs, right? Now they put shorts on. Of course, he's going to have this old school stance.
Yeah.
Just treat him like your grandfather. Like, why get upset? Like, and
yeah.
to be fair, we all fucking say it, and we said it from the inception of that bikini category.
Yeah. Well,
but they're impressive. Their upper bodies are impressive, and their waist are impressive, right?
Absolutely.
But you can still put shit on them for not having legs. Like, they can put shit on the bodybuilders for having distended stomachs and whatever. Like, it is what it is. Well, don't get butthurt about it. They're just that's the low-lying fruit in the room, right? The bikini boys with no legs, the bodybuilders with the wide waists. Like, that's just what they do. So I don't know. Bit of a non of it. The Nick Walker one's more funny.
Well, I mean, what did they expect, man? The moment they brought bikini, remember when remember bikini was never a thing. Remember where it first came in? Like, no one understood the category. So what, you're doing this category where it's like, there's not bodybuilding. It's just like, they've got to just be, see, because the concept back then for us was that when you did bodybuilding and you competed, it was about being bigger, better, harder, and just all round improving. The concept of doing a category and training within yourself so that you stay within a criteria kind of
goes against everything
that we trained for.
Yeah.
So that took us a while to get our heads around that.
But eventually they evolved into something really impressive.
But it does. That's the point. And that's the thing. We've got to be open to change. As I said, it was just interesting. To be honest, I actually found it by accident. I think I was scrolling yesterday or the day before, probably for the first time, because I pretty much put my phone in my bedroom, I think on about Thursday, and just left it there and just went, not interested. So
but what they did say, which is quite true, if you remove if you remove men's open bodybuilding from any of the shows, it will not sell out, nor will half the stadium be full with tickets.
Yeah,
like they drive the sales. Yeah, anyone who spends money will go to the men's bodybuilding. Anyone else is just like a social media fan. They might go to the free picture signing at the expo.
Yeah. I mean, And you look, then you got the people in, the spectators and that go, well, I wouldn't want to look like that. I'd rather look like this, and that's fair. People can have their opinion.
No, but
But
that's
you've
also
got to,
not true,
but you
right?
also got to sit there and consider the fact that people are making that statement and saying that because they realize that even if they wanted to be that, they
They
never could be
couldn't.
that.
So
Right.
it's like the person that sees a Lamborghini drive past, goes, that's a fucking shit car. No,
Yeah.
it's not, cunt. You just can't afford it. It's
Yeah.
not a shit car at all. Like,
Right.
you might like another car better, but it's
Mm.
not a shit car.
You can't say that.
Yeah, it's like the guys that go, "Hey, look, I had this argument with a client, right?" And I said, you're suited to the category you're in. I said,
Mm.
even if you wanted to do the other category, you couldn't because he was talking about going from physique to classic. You know who I'm talking about. And I said, you couldn't even if you wanted to because just genetically you don't have it, but
Mm.
you have the genetics for physique.
Mm.
I said, but when you started training, you wanted to do, you wanted to be a bodybuilder. You wanted to be big and as fucking juicy as you possibly could until you realized you couldn't. And then you picked your lane and said you'd
Right.
rather do this. But everyone that starts going to the gym wants to be the biggest motherfucker they can be.
Right.
That's true.
Right. Because that's progress, and
Yeah.
that's
And,
progression. It's natural to want
and,
that.
and then when you realize you can't, then you can pick your lane. And you might be really good at your lane, which is
Correct.
fine. But when
Absolutely.
you started training, that was not your lane.
No. No.
You might have found out, oh, the other way's too hard.
Mm.
This way's easier. I don't have the genetics, whatever. But you wanted to still be that big guy.
Mm. No doubt.
The what was I going to say? Oh, in saying that,
Mm.
I'm going to send you a photo. I took a photo at the gym.
Right.
I'll send it to you now, and you can look at it because you wouldn't have seen it if you didn't have your phone.
Right.
Hang on, I'll do it now. You can
Mm.
keep talking.
Yeah. So are you going to send it to my phone?
Yep.
All right.
Send it to your phone. The all right. Tell me about what you're doing this weekend.
This weekend. Um, well, this weekend, hopefully, if it's dry, I'm going to be able to do a little bit of work around home. I'm still waiting for confirmation. I think I'm working on the Gold Coast on Friday this week. I'm just waiting to see if Leggy's back from the States. I'm pretty sure he's back, so
No, go,
that will
yeah.
be the Friday. Um, yeah, training, working in the yard, pretty much.
You got
There's a couple of things I want to do. So hopefully,
you got to finish your you got to finish your spa because it's getting into winter.
yeah, yeah,
That's priority number one.
yeah, doing around that, and yeah.
The
So
fix descent.
yeah, yeah. Okay, let's have a look.
So legs is Sunday morning, right? This is what I want to show you.
Shit, did you post this?
Yeah.
Hmm. Pretty good, isn't it?
That's probably the best they've looked.
What's the weight?
Oh, honestly, I think I'm close to 120 now.
Mm.
Close to 120. I've dropped down.
Mm.
He's looking at a photo of my legs, by the way.
Yeah. Clarify that.
Because I was tired because that's the day that I trained back to back at 10:30 and then 4. So I was so fucking tired. And then I saw that. I was like, oh, that's okay.
It's amazing how something like that just makes you forget how tired you are and just
Do you know? Do you know? Okay, you know how tired we were? You want to know the workout?
Mm.
All right. Single leg curl,
Hmm.
5 sets of 20,
Right.
10 kilos a side.
Hmm.
Then we did seated leg curl. We just pyramided down probably 4 sets with the back off.
Hmm.
Right, didn't go under 8. Then we did single leg extensions, 5 sets of 20,
Hmm.
light. So just hard contraction at the top.
Yep.
And then we did double leg extension. We just
Yep.
pyramided down until we missed 8, then did the back off, so 4 or 5 sets.
Hmm.
And then we did single leg step ups, 3 sets each. That was
Right.
it. And we left.
Okay.
That was our workout.
Yeah.
And the pump that we had was fucking stupid.
Mm-hmm.
But so that's how I train legs these days.
It's interesting because I had a in two different I put all sorts of stuff, but I remember two different occasions I put uh step ups in a program, right? And I also put what they call Poliquin step ups or Peterson step ups, which is basically it's a step down, really, in essence. So it's when you start on the platform,
Yep.
heel down in front, and you try to lower yourself to the heel to go to the ground. So you basically it's one-legged, and it's like it's a downward movement is the most important. And I get people going, oh, but like I want to do bodybuilding. Like, why we got these like step ups in there? I'm just like, fuck. I know. So
Step up to my thing. Like, if you think about it, how the heavier you are, the harder they are, because it's one leg. Your whole body's on one leg, right?
mhm.
If like with my normal clients and that, I won't kill them. Like we'll go hard workouts. We might do pumpy. Like I just rotate around a few workouts based on how they
Right.
feel. But if I get the occasional like guy off Instagram or whatever that wants to come train legs or
Mhm.
and the first thing they start telling me is their numbers. I leg
Mhm.
press this, I squat this. I'm so strong. I'm like, all right,
Mhm.
we'll start with a little bit of
Mhm.
flash and stretch training on the old step up. We'll go 7 sets back to back at 15. They're finished. Step
Mhm.
ups. I'm like, step ups, man. Like, it's a girl exercise, yeah?
Mhm.
Used to do it. I used to copy aerobic god style when I was like 5. But they're fucking brutal. Like, they're
Mhm.
so good. And there's like also depending on where you land your body weight,
Mhm.
you can work different parts of the leg, glute, hammy, outer sweep of the quad. So then they're fucking very, very, very versatile.
The problem is when people do them, they only consider the up part. So they just step up and then basically on the second part, they just fall down to the ground.
Hmm.
If you actually like lower yourself to the ground and actually once again concentrate like a broken record on the eccentric phase of the
Yeah.
movement, they actually are quite hard, right?
Yes.
Why Bulgarian split squats or a rear foot elevated split squat, however you want to say it, right? They are really, really fucking difficult, right? And I forever see people carrying just insurmountable amount of weight in dumbbells trying to do these movements. And I'm
Yeah.
looking at it going, dude, if you lower yourself for 2 seconds and maybe pause at the bottom for a second, you don't even need to pause at the bottom and do it. You don't need to carry much weight at all. And a lot of the time, even body weight at 10 reps will fry you doing it that way,
I don't know. I don't know. I'm calling this the right thing, but I call them overloaded negative, right? So where you know how you contract hard at the top,
Yeah.
instead of releasing the contraction, you hold on to the contraction and then lower yourself. So I
Mhm.
call it an overload, like a negative overload or an overloaded negative, holding on the contraction and then just doing like a 4 second drop.
Right.
Like do that with fucking weight. Good luck. Good
Case in
luck.
point, you know.
Like or dip into the hole a little bit more and activate that. Like it's Anyway.
Mm.
People like I like when people want to be like Josh Lenartowicz and do three plates aside lunges. Like just do your body weight, mate. You're not him.
I saw someone the other day posting about some stuff going, hey, before you worry about doing any you know, fancy shit like tempo and things like that. And I'm just like, okay, I'll keep listening. Before you worry about doing any fancy shit like tempo and fucking stuff like that, concentrate on doing the movements. Like just get the things. And I'm sitting there going, when you concentrate on getting the movements right and you're doing the correct form, tempo is still a part of that range of motion and that movement,
I would
right?
have thought by doing tempo, you're concentrating on the movement.
Man, look, having a tempo in the movement is going to reduce the amount of injury that you get. Um, I can't name a percentage because I just don't know, but it is because a lot of the time when these people get these injuries, like these look, obviously these pec tears can happen when people take too much weight and they're trying to lower it and it just comes out of their chest or their armpit because they're just being dickheads.
Yeah,
But a lot of the time, they basically let the bar fall to their chest because they're doing no eccentric. And then they're engaging all of a sudden at the bottom. And you're going from flexed movement to
yeah.
completely engaged and just goes ping, right?
Mhm.
So I just don't understand how you could turn around and say, instead of doing the fancy stuff, tempo is a part of the correct form. Now, whether you're going to do 1010 or 2010, personally now I wouldn't do anything less than 2010, to be honest, like because it's one way to make sure you're controlling, but how you can sit there and say that that's fancy shit when it's a fundamental? That's the type of shit. This is the issue we have, Jimmy, right? We got people with a fucking microphone saying shit like that. That's the problem here.
I won't say numbers, but I'll just say bring it down slower than you put it up
Well,
with a
either
pause.
way, either way, whether you say it like that or say it the other way, you're still doing it. That's the
Mm.
point, you know? Um, it, yeah, anyhow, as I said, Give someone
You
a
know what?
camera.
Actually, do you know what I've noticed lately?
Mm.
Those with the worst physiques have started to give the most advice.
Aha. Interesting.
So I'm like this guy was giving advice and he had tits.
Mm.
I'm like, look at his boobs.
Mm.
Like, I don't know. And I'm not saying you have to be in great shape to be a coach. I'm not saying, but it's almost
You're allowed
like
to say that though.
no. But like, there's some coaches that aren't in shape that are good coaches, right?
Correct.
But it's more. I don't want to talk about shit coaches. We talk about
No,
shit.
we don't need to. That's the thing.
But like, I've just know it's almost yeah. It's just because it's just becoming more and more like prevalent. I think.
Remember this one, man, and this is a true saying. Quite often, people that know the most say the least, and more likely than often, the people that know the least say the most. And people should think about that a little bit more
Yeah.
because just because someone's got a camera in their face, like there's one influencer that lays on the ground and films himself from above, and he's got like his hand behind his head talking to the camera, and I'm just like, what is that a cool position or something while you're talking about fucking Kit Kats?
Nah,
Like,
someone told him he looks good one day doing that.
well, that
That's
has to be that.
100% what's happened. So someone said, "Fuck, you look good doing that the other day."
Yeah. Well,
All
someone
right, that's
lied.
my new stance.
Someone lied to them.
Mm,
Hmm.
I
I
agree.
might try that. I might try that. I might try laying on the ground and filming myself from the ground and see if my face looks a little bit.
You've never done
Do
an Instagram story. You're not going to do that.
you reckon? Do you reckon if I lay on the ground, right? Do you reckon gravity will pull my face back because I'm on the ground and make my skin look tighter? So that's why it would work.
You know what'll make your skin look tighter?
What's
Come and try my red light therapy bed.
that? For sure.
That'll make your face tighter. Then you
Yeah.
can use the cryo chamber. No, but no, I don't think it would because you'd be able to cover it.
Yeah, that's why I've got it.
Have you decided on whether you're going to shave your head or not?
No, I'm still working on that process.
Oh, I went swimming with Apollo
Yeah.
like we do every Saturday and Verity took these photos. Man, my bald patch was fucking epic, right?
Yeah.
Because it looks worse when your hair's wet, yeah?
Correct.
So I'm looking at these photos that she took of us and I'm looking at nothing but the bald patch.
It's
She's
hard
like,
when that's all you know to say.
she said, what do you think of the photos? I go, what photos? I just saw a bald patch. What about Apollo? What Apollo?
Man, the worst lights. They're the best for your physique, but the worst lights are in the lift, right? And they got like some mirrors on the side, right? And you actually get to see like the.
Mm-hmm.
So I just sit there in the lift, and I'm looking at people going, "Is that what the back of my head really looks like?" And they go,
Tell
"No,
me,
no, it's way more harsh. The light's harsh in here." I'm going, "Is that what?"
how old are you too old to wear a backwards cap? And I'm not talking about you when you wear your hat because you wear it forward. I wear my hat backwards.
I don't think there is an age, is there? I don't know, man. I've defied that with the way I dress for years. I just dress how I want.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Someone said to me at one point, they go, it's really good that you dress young. And I'm just like, really? I was unaware that I was dressing anyway. But thanks for reminding me that I'm actually old, if that's what you're trying to do, because like I don't feel it.
I dress to my testosterone score on my blood test.
So at different phases in cycle, you dress differently.
There's no phases. It's just 100. That's why I never dress different. It's always 150.
Mm. I actually went to dinner on Tuesday night with friends, right? And I actually wore a white shirt and light colored pants.
That's different.
And right. And then my mate that was there, he was wearing all black, and the other mate that was there was wearing all black. And I'm just like, but I normally always do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
then I actually saw my ex after that, like later on. She's like, wow, you're wearing white. She goes, you normally wear black. You should have worn black. I'm going, oh, great, thanks.
Uh,
You look good in white, though. I'm going, okay, so what are we making a big deal about it?
it's just so used to wearing the same shit. That's why. Black shirt, black alpha shirt, black jeans, black
Correct.
shoes,
That's right.
cream
Same
hat.
stuff.
Yeah. It's a uniform.
It's my uniform.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But all right.
Uniforms are good for that reason, mate. They take the guesswork out of having to select what you're wearing.
But you also feel comfortable,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, all right. I will wrap this up
Hmm.
and I will speak to you later.
You will.
I'm going to keep doing some stuff here, but I'll give you a call on the way home or something.
No worries. How long are you working for?
I'll probably leave here in about half an hour. So what it's like, Very's sister has a polo today, so I don't get home. So I'll get home at like 5:30. I'll leave here about 4.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right, my man. And
All right,
everyone
no
else.
worries. Okay.
See you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
This has been This is Fitness. With over 60 combined years in the fitness world, Jimmy and Chris have walked the walk and are here to share what really works. Their passion is to explore new trends, dispel myths, and call out the stupidity within the industry. We hope you've enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review. And we'll be back soon. But in the meantime, find Chris on social media at Chris Thomas Alpha Ethos and his website at alpha-ethos.com. Find Jimmy on social media at jimmysadak.designercoaching and his website at www.jimmysadak.com. See you next time on This is Fitness.